Okay, she says we're out of time. So now we go to Lord Chief Justice, man. April 16th. I don't know. Oh, I can take a sip of water while this happens. Hold on, before we do that. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Well, okay, well now I can examine it. Photograph depicting a sweet little white cat obtained from Gino while interviewing her in her prison cell. Now I can. What a cute cat. It's an adorable little cat. I think it looks a little like Wagahai. Always thought the cats like to curl up inside under the heated kotatsu blanket when it snowed. Maybe British cats are different. Oh, I can't read this. In the back of the print here, there's something written on it. February 13th, 9 p.m. Article deposited 1 small box. Loan amount paid 10 shillings. Redemption deadline 13th of April, 9 p.m. This photographic print is a redemption ticket? 13th February, that could be significant. It was just 2 days before the murder on the omnibus, wasn't it? Small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, does it? Bruno, if Mr. McGilded still had this ticket, then presumably he never redeemed the article. So do you think the box might still be present somewhere in the shop? Ah, yeah. It's something Mr. McGilded deposited. We need to investigate. Pawnbroker's ticket box. The redemption ticket issued by the pawnbroker owned by the victim, Mr. Winnipeg, in the form of some handwritten notes on the back of a photograph. Is it raining? Hold on. Not raining, the wind's just going off. April 16th, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice Office. Yeah. No matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow. You think this place is oppressive? I think it's normal. How so? I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you? Maybe it thinks the same about you. Everything is clear with regards to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust. There they are, Shizuto-san and Lord Strongheart. I wonder what they're talking about. They look both very serious. Are they rigging the system? Shizuto, are you rigging? Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodging. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Wait, return? We leaving? Wait, what did he just say? Your return to your homeland? Shizuto-san! Ah! Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. What was all that about? Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, thank you for coming to collect your colleague. What's this all about? Why are we talking about Miss Shizuto's return to her homeland? And tomorrow? Tomorrow? But what about Ginny's trial? You mean she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Dun 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 dun. You better not be leaving, please. I like you. You're cool. Not as cool as Maya though. Ooh, dun, dun. Shizuto, what is this all about? Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. You're my legal assistant? It's only me going back to Japan. Yeah, you're my legal assistant. I say again, I need you. Your life here can continue just as it had. What? That's not what I asked. What happened? Why are you leaving? My father. He's fallen ill. Mr. Mikitoba. Oh no! Oh no! Professor Mikitoba. Oh, don't make me do his voice. I don't remember it. If I may. Yeah, sorry. You must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yeah, that's right. My name is Eugene Nikitoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yumi University. That's good enough. I'm gonna change it again whenever we actually see him again, probably. We've received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news. 10 days ago, Father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. Seems to grow weaker by the... Hold on a minute. You know what? I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna ignore what I just thought in my head. That'd be strange. Seems that he grows weaker day by day. I don't believe it. As you are aware, the voyage from here to your capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. Thought it would be prudent to hasten Miss Suzuto's departure as much as possible. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I will leave London first thing tomorrow morning. Can't believe this is happening. And I got the hiccups. Water, where's my water? Gina's been charged. She'll have to appear in court. Yeah, she was originally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow. No, not even 24 hours later? Gina, the Lestrade girl and the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. In all too conspicuous case, the pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. You don't have no evidence to that. No, the yard is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on this open and shut case. It's not wasting time. Jeannie would never do something like that. Naruhodo. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart? In deference for your fine service to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But I have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave now. Of course, Lord Strongheart. What the fuck? Suzuto, bite back, bro, come on. Criminals will tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police can ill-inform the time it takes to unravel all these untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. We have far more serious matters of which to contend. Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday? Dude, look, at least I remember Strongheart's voice. Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday. It's no concern of yours, though I'm sure I need not remind you of that. "3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me." There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart. Which is... If Mr. Strahd's trial, I wonder if I might permit me to defend her? A timely suggestion. Sorry? The girl currently has no representation. But that's not fair. Yeah, she may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial. Do not misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides those who are too poor to afford representation with the public defender. The accused needs only sign the relevant paperwork and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right. Why would she do that? I don't know. I was there, Ryunosuke. Question you will do well to direct at Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison. Yes, thank you. Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. Gina charged with murder. Suzutan about to leave. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Iris, we must make haste. But Susie... You're leaving for Japan tomorrow, aren't you? Don't you have a packing and things to do? Oh, as Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequence. My sole purpose remains to help you in whichever way I can. Thank you, Miss Suzuto. Very pensive look. I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I'd like to wish her well before I leave. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go. If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I'll just have to do what I can as a lawyer. April 6th. What the frick is that note? April 16th, local prison, cell 13. Ah! Hello again, Gina. Oh my god. What are you doing here, lot? Doing here? What are you lot doing here for now? Have that muzzle of that grenade launcher shoved in our face yet again, obviously. I think I need to improve the way you load the ammunition in that thing, don't I? Look! You can come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you. Gina, I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say. What? I'm sorry to say, but I must reluctantly bid you farewell. Eh? Farewell? Tomorrow must begin our journey back home, to Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh, right. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed, for Iris is so miserable. Susie. Oh well, that ain't none of my business. Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you to be innocent, Gina. They put their faith in you. But somehow, you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them. Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it? It grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends while they're still so clearly unhappy. Because of you. What? It's my fault? Yo, shit, yo, Suzuto, you going off, bro. Hold on, I didn't expect this. Yes, so I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now, I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they invested in you. Eh? Only by doing that will you truly be as alone as you claim to be. Look at it. Look at her smiling while looking away. She knows. What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh? Well, it's that everyone lies. So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths. What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies. You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now. This is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant. Oh, no, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial. The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted? Case of that mysterious murder that took place inside the omnibus. You were called as witnesses. You were called as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial, I lied. Like you wouldn't believe. Will you tell us about it now? Like you said, it happened about 2 months ago. The cop got online and shoved me in the witness stand. Based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent. Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff. Knew it. What sort of thing did you lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night. That was the truth. Pitch black in that little cubby hole. I couldn't see a thing. And then I heard the loud thud, like someone falling on the floor. That's when Mr. McGilded discovered you. Yeah. He pulled me out from under the seat and sat me next to the dead man. There weren't much light to see behind, but when I looked up looked at me hands and I had them covered in blood all over them. I was so scared I couldn't even speak. You had his blood on your hands. In other words, you know that the witnesses on the roof deck saw through the skylight. How do you mistake that? Then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose? Who you were and why you were hiding under the seat? Yeah, it did. Only that's not all. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. Threatened you? How? He made me swear about what I seen and what I heard. And what about what was going after the Cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one any about it. If I did that, he said I'd let me scarp up before the cops showed up. Tina, you must tell me why you swore you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. Oh my Jiminy crickets, okay. Then Mr. McGilded made you swear not to tell anyone about what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you? Yes, with Mr. McGilded sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's all, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove in the floor. I left out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. Mr. McGilda heard that and dragged me out by my arm, and that's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old geezer who had been stabbed. A disc, and all bright and shiny. Disc? Do you mean... Yeah, that's it. The one with the deed took it off me at the Windy Banks. The music disc was there. The music disc was there on the floor of the omnibus. Not for long, Mr. McGilda spotted it straight away. He picked it up smallish and stuffed it inside his pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of the Mr. Mason's murder. In the bog rot, it told me I weren't to mutter a word of it to no one. Because it was so dark on the scene in the cab, I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably that was Mr. McGilda getting on board. Ah, not only him. Oh. You definitely make out the footsteps of 2 people. In that case, it would seem that likely it was Mr. McGilda and the victim. The thrice-fired Mason. In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilda claimed he slept during the carriage ride. But whenever I'm out of the carriage, I'm taken out with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. And in your own testimony, Gina, you supported his. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Yeah, though that weren't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I couldn't hear him talking the whole time in low voices. What? What were we talking about? Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and the wheels was too loud. But that still tells us something. Mr. McGilda and the victim knew each other. Mr. McGilda was lying, I suspected. As I suspected. After the event. I knew it wasn't gonna be long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed. Yes, you were quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly. When the cab came to a stop, Mr. McGilda told me he'd eyed me back under the seat again. Climbed in and waited. The 2 coves were up from the top, ran out to get the coppers. Yes, Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. Right, and after that they're gone. Mr. McGilda asked the driver to do him a favor. Him a favor? For you. Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat of mine and deposit it with the nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. A, I'll give you 10 guineas. Nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? What a coincidence that it's on Baker Street. Yep, you got it. It was Windy Banks. Coachy snapped up the money and ran off to pop this coat as fast as he could. But then there was no one left in the carriage. Mr. McGilda opened the box under the seat. And let me get out of there, but not without conditions. I see. Mr. McGilda's conditions. What was Mr. McGilda's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean. Not telling a soul. Not for anything. About what I saw and what I heard. And there was something else as well. There's more. Yeah, this is the most important thing, he said. I'm after sending the coachman a little errand for me with some small changes in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you see anything at all? At all? You asked him to go pop your weasel, right? The fiend's taking me overcoat to deposit with the pawnbroker's hereabouts. I want you lass to take the redemption ticket for it. Do I understand? What, you want me to save the ticket? That's right, and I'll come fetch it from you later. Sometime within the next 2 months. You need to hang on to it until then, is that clear? Whatever you do, don't lose it. Alright then. And in the case, I might happen to be delayed at all. You're to go to a pawnbroker shop. Windy Banks, so it is, and you're to extend the loan before the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited and any old fiend could have come along and buy it. Yeah, but I ain't got that kind of brass. Here's £5. That should be enough. Do we understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now, if you go against me. Yeah, I get it. Good. And one more thing. And a few months from now, you'll be visited by the police, have no doubt. The coppers? Hey, they come asking you to take the stand in court. Testify as a witness. So let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What it is that you might say, and what it is that you won't. Guys, look, the obviously evil guy was evil. Who could have guessed? Shootakumi, you're not good at hiding who the bad guys are, bro. It's like, after you gone after that, I piked up. Got as far away from that as I could. Gave the pawnbroker ticket in some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. Mr. McGill had planned it. Coerced Gina into giving false testimony. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Bet you're ready to stir me up. Ready to sting me up, eh? I lied in that big old courtroom. I told some corkers. The thing is, he said he would have made it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what they threatened me with. What a wicked man. He knew everything went on back in the slums. He even knew when no one looked after us, and we were all just looking out for each other, getting by together. So you mean Mr. McGilded would have... In an heartbeat, he could have all a lot of us chased out if he wanted. And where we could have gone, eh? Nowhere, that's where. So, I didn't have no choice. Thank you, Gina, for telling us everything. But, I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor, with a U. Favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Eh? If you don't actually want me to represent you in court, you can rip it up later. We need that paperwork or we can't investigate, and the police won't let us. Investigate what? Scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see. You what? Riley's having a big operation right now, Jeannie. Is it bad? Is it gonna be alright? Sholmes is gonna be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate, for Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything. Right. So what you're saying is if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy. Is that it? Something like that. Miss Suzuto. Yes, of course. I have the representation papers right here. I don't need no one to stick up for me, though. No lawyer, nothing. Poor Jeannie. She seems so lonely. Gina's representation papers are added into record. Paperwork signed by Gina to put me in charge of her defense, showing this to Scotland Yard detectives gains his access to the crime scene. Well, at least this should mean that we can investigate the scene at Windy Banks now. Yes, and perhaps we can come back to visit Jeannie when we're all done here. Done? Done there. My bad. I can read. Feel like we finally cracked Gina. She's opened up to us at last. Now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Windy Banks. Oh, something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. You know, for the first time, I'm not annoyed that it continues. That was so sweet! Every current progress? Yes, please.